Hi, happy 4th of July. It is the 4th of July. It is about 90 degrees outside. And hi, my name is Helga, Callie Q, Callie Stitcher, Instagram, Ravelry, Facebook, you name it, that's where you find me. How is everybody today? Trying to film at the kitchen table, it always seems to jostle a little bit, so I apologize for that. Got lots to show you. We're just going to say Stitch Mania. What's Stitch Mania? I went in with a plan and very quickly went a whole different direction. I have a whole bunch of purchases because I'll be honest, I stocked up for Stitch from Stash. Some friends and I did a practice stitch from Stash, and very quickly I went negative bajillion dollars. And so we decided, well, that was our practice run. And so when we declared it practice run, okay, it was my suggestion. When it was declared a practice run, I made the decision to just get what I was craving. I was doing really well on the not buying, but I wasn't finishing anything. And so I decided I needed to kind of reboot my Stitchy Bug. Bought a few things. Sorry, the dog. And so let's get started. Progress report. Kraken. Everybody knows Kraken. Kraken is by Ink Circles. I've been working on this project since before my nephew was born. He will be 2 in January, and my sister is expecting her second. I am stitching this on 18 count Aida, and it actually has a start from my mom of little lighthouses that I'm trying to preserve so that my sister would kind of have that hidden in the project. And my grand plan is to turn this into a birth sampler. I can see it in my mind, but I've yet to figure out how I'm going to execute it in real life. I have lots of grand plans. I'm not very good at following through on them. I kind of volunteer for all the things and then burn out. And on this one, I'm struggling because I can see it here. And if it doesn't, excuse me, if it doesn't translate here, I'm going to be really disappointed. My needle minder is from Sleepy Kitty Stitches. I think her name is Kylie. She's in Oregon or Washington. She's a little panda bear. It makes me think of Kellyanne. Kellyanne, that makes me think of you every time I work on this. I'm kind of sort of, but not really doing this as a stitch along with Itty Bitty, or I'm going to, sorry, Michelle, she's my Brittany, with my Brittany. So every time she pulls it out, I go, ooh, I should work on that. And so thank you, Brittany. Please continue to work on your Kraken because my sister is expecting her second. And I should probably get the birth sampler done for the first before the second is here. My grand plan is to have this as a Christmas gift for my sister. So we'll see. Because I'm going to Alaska for Christmas. So yeah, Kraken by Ink Circles. And I got a little bit done. I can't show you my progress because I wasn't tracking it that way. I think I'm going to moving forward. It's just getting the habit of taking a picture of where I'm at. Or Jessie Marie, if you could teach me the magic that is your black and white previous color current. I don't know how to do that. I use Windows, sorry, itchy. It's really hot here. And I took a shower and I still feel gross. I would like to be able to show where I was and then where I'm at. But I'm pretty proud of myself because I know I got most of this done recently. The little people that are, help me, we're drowning. The little flag here. And yeah, I'm happy with it. So I don't know if that makes it worse or better, but it's really hard to see where you hit on the camera. And Ink Circles Kraken, which will be a birth sampler for my nephew who is almost 2. And then I need to start thinking about what I'm going to do for the other one. And I think I'm going to do it's another Ink Circles pattern. It's called What Lies Beneath. So it's this like really picturesque farmhouse. And then there's a squid coming out of the pond in the house area. My sister and brother-in-law are kind of macabre. So I don't know. I think it would be cool. That's my plan. You know. The best laid plans, all that stuff. So I have that. And then I've made some decent progress. This is embroidery, not cross stitch, but this is the Out in Nature Stitch Along by Molly Johnson. So I've gotten all except for one piece attached for block 1. I won't point out that they're on block 8, but I almost got block 1 done. Oops, block 1 done. And I am mixing this with the Tales of the Cloth. That's another Instagrammer. Her Cherish quilt. So I've blown up their patterns by 50% with the intent of doing, sorry, I'm looking for it. There it is. I had it first time. Doing the embroidery in this piece and then stitching all the pieces together and making a really huge quilt. This is for us. This is a Pantone project. So for 2017. So my intent is to use the Pantone greenery. The color's not really great on camera. Apologies for that. But I made my little mushroom, which actually makes me think of my friend Chantrell, who is up in Portland. And so I don't think you watch these, Chantrell, but if you do, my mushroom makes me think of you. And so I've got that. And that's the first block. And I've started the second block, but I don't know where it is. So maybe next month you'll see it. Yeah. The other thing is, again, I got into a stitchy slump, and so I've been working on other things. So this is Sashiko, and this is a project that I started. My friend bought me these blocks when she was in Hawaii. I'm obsessed with Hawaii, if you didn't know that. I've never been. It's on my bucket list. And one of my girlfriends used to live there, and so she has promised that she will take me and show me all the sites. I have family that lives in Kauai. Extended family. It's my cousin's wife's mom's second husband and his wife live there. You try and figure that one out. Anyways, I have people that live there. Our pastor is from Hawaii, so there's family through them that live there. One thing that I love about the Hawaiian culture is that your friends are your family. So all of the women that take on a mentor role or become your aunties, and all of the men become your uncles. And my son doesn't have a lot of immediate family in the area. My husband's family's here, but my family's all scattered all over. And so I have girlfriends who are his aunties. And these are my closest girlfriends. There's 5 or 6 of them. I've said it before, best friend is not a title, it's a tier. And so I would say his aunties are my best friends. So he has his Auntie Catherine, he has Auntie Megan, he has Auntie Michelle, he has his Amachi, so he has his Auntie Kim, who's actually his Amachi, she's his godmother, that's Basque. He has his Auntie Lisa, his Auntie Elise, his Auntie Shauna, and his Auntie Heather. And these are the girls, these are Auntie Amanda. Sorry, Amanda, I did not mean to forget you, I love you. These girls are my accountability circle. So when Buzz and I were going through some hard things, these are the ladies I leaned into to just kind of help me work through challenges in my marriage. These are the women that I go to when, we're having teacher problems. These are the people I go to when, my faith is waning, or, when work has been stressful, or finances. And Melissa, Auntie Melissa. Melissa's one of my newer friends. I met her about 2 years ago. She's a quilter, and our families instantly hit it off, and I love her to pieces, and I'm super excited because they just bought a house even closer to us, and I can actually walk to her house now. So I have this vision of loading my sewing machine into this wheelie cart I have from when I used to scrapbook, and just going down the street to Mally's house, and I'm looking forward to that once they get all established and stuff. And we'll be helping them move hopefully soon here, which is exciting. And then in return, I'm auntie to their children. So I'm Auntie B. And a lot of you, I say a lot of you, there's been three people have asked me what the B thing is about. So I'm going to try and explain this Cliff Notes version. So my husband's family's last name begins with a B, the letter B. And I'm not secret online, so you can find it if you really need to know. But so my husband is this name, his parents are this name, and his brother and his wife are this name. So his parents keep the name, so they are the B family, or the formal Breyfogle family, I'll say it. They're the Breyfogle family. And so they live on the family's property. And so that is the Breyfogle Ranch. It's not really a ranch, it's just what we call it, or the Breyfogle Farm. His brother and his wife, I won't share their name because that's their business, but they are Breyfogle and then something else. And so they kind of put their names together and created a name for themselves that is a combination of the two. And then my husband and I are the third Breyfogle family. And so we're the B's, we're the babies. I'm the oldest in my family, but I'm the baby of my husband's family. And so we're the B family. And so the joke is that we live at the hive because there's 3 of us, and I'm the queen bee. My mom got me this when she was in Sisters, Oregon. It says Quilting Queen. I am a quilter. I have my Cali Q, and so a lot of, over the years, people have bought me bees with crowns on them. My husband and I, we letterbox, and we letterboxed before our son was born. So letterboxing is geocaching without the technology. So you have clues, and you go and find the boxes. And so my letterbox stamp is a bee with a crown. And then my husband has an anatomically scientific bee stamp. And then my son has this really cute cartoony bee stamp. And so we're the B3. I've never kept bees. It is one of my bucket list goals. Bees and pineapples represent together prosperity. And so I have pineapples because a friend once told me I was just like a pineapple. Gerald said it best. I have RBF. Look it up if you don't know, but people just always assume I'm mad at them. And if I don't respond to you, or if I'm not texting you 24/7, or if I just look like I'm just peeved at the world, I'm not. I just kind of zone out, and I'm not a smiley person. There are a few photos in this world where you'll see me like cracking up. Those are some of my favorite photographs because it captures a side of me that not a lot of people see. There's one in particular from my wedding day, which is an outtake. It's an awful photograph. Like, we just look stupid, but I am laughing so hard. And I think that just captures the joy. I'm so in love with my husband, and you see it in that photograph. But a friend of mine, my big sister is what I call her. That's my son's godmother. She told me I'm a pineapple because I'm prickly on the outside, but if you take the time to get to know me, I'm pretty sweet. So that just became kind of a thing. And then flamingos by default because all things tropical. And I recently found out, Lolly, you're also a pineapple and flamingo lover. So would love to get to know you a little better. The people we have in common know how to reach out to me. Yeah, and I love all things Disney. So, yeah, Lolly, maybe we're meant to be friends. So, wow, total tangent. But this is the Sashiko pattern. I don't remember who the designer is, but it literally, it's a embroidery that's like, it's painted onto the fabric, and you just stitch right on the lines. And I have a bunch of the greens, which are all plants of Hawaii. And my son has all of the, well, he doesn't have all of them. He has like 4 of the ocean animals. And so my intent is to make the blocks and then create outdoor blankets with them. And I say outdoor because I don't want them to like pick up stuff. They'll be like campfire blankets. So nothing furry fuzzy, probably just a base cotton or a base poly that can just be thrown in the wash real easy. But it's called Sashiko, and my understanding is it's Japanese embroidery. It's super easy. It's a great in the backyard or by the pool project because no pattern's required, and you just have one thread. That's it. So that's been my summer project. I've done a lot. It's the time of year where we spend a lot of time by the pool. I don't get in the pool. I usually put my feet in the pool, but that's about the extent of it, and so that's what I do. So there's that. Stiach. You're going to be hearing about this from a few different floss tubers right now. This is an annual thing, and it's Stiach for the biatch. I don't know if that's really it, but that's how I think in my head. It's a mystery stitch along where you don't know what you're making. Last year was Game of Thrones themed. The year before was Star Wars. I'm really hoping this one's Doctor Who. Bendy, I just watched your video and you said Frozen. My son thought the same. So they look like snowflakes. I'm not done. I still need to put the peach inside here and the blue inside there, and then I'll be finished. But I'm liking it. I'm using my Angry Pineapple because I just thought he was a little bit crass and fun and silly. Sorry, I fidget with my rings. I don't know if you can tell, but my rings are like crazy too big for me now. I've lost about 80 pounds. And so, yeah, if I fidget with my rings, it's because they're huge. But I'm not going to resize them. I'm just going to keep telling my husband next year's 10 years and I'd love a new one. We'll see what he does, but I want something simpler. So yeah, that's my stiach. And I'm going to try really, really hard to stay caught up with this. The clues feel doable. They're not awful. And they're part of my July plans, which I'll get to. But super simple, not a lot. We're going to work on that. Next thing, there is a Alice in Wonderland Sal group that I think my Brittany mentioned in one of her videos. I went looking for it because she was posting her Brooks Books Alice. And there was a chart in there, which I kept calling Russian Alice, and it's Ukrainian, so I'm a jerk. But I've just called it TikTok. And I don't have a picture of the chart because all I have is the chart. And I don't know how to do the picture thing. I try, and it's just a pain in the tail. So I'm not even going to try. But I just started it, and I'm going to reveal a little bit of my stitchy kindness that I received this week. And girl, I don't know how you knew, but my week has been crap. And the day this arrived, I'd probably cried 11 billion times. And so it was perfect timing. So I barely started Alice. I've done one color a little bit in the middle, but look at this Alice with her little doe eyes. So she's beautiful. She's a needle miter and move my needle so it's not going up her nose. So that's Alice. And then my Brittany also sent me this one, and it's a flingo. It's a flingo. It's a flamingo and a pineapple. And it was, there's also a bee one, which I have at work with my letter that you sent me. You knew what I needed to hear. It doesn't matter. I've had a rough week. I've had a rough, like, 2-3 weeks, fighting depression, blah, blah, blah. This is not a therapy session. Anyways, you knew I needed it, and you sent it, and it was just perfect timing, and I cried. And your card is on my desk at work because I just need that reminder that there are people in this world that get me and get when I just need to pick me up. So thank you, my dear. Much needed, much appreciated. And again, like I tell you, if I don't text you, it's not because I don't love you. It's just because I have a lot going on. I am not a single parent. I'm not going to pretend I'm a single parent. But I do have my son every day from when I get off work until we go to bed. And my husband works very hard to provide for this family. And I'm not complaining nor being miserable about it. But I have a lot going on. My son is in an age where I have to be available to him. And so I don't get to stitch a lot, and I have, 30, 40, 50 whips. I don't even know the number anymore. And so if I don't get back to you, it's not personal. I have more than I know what to do with. I'm overcommitted in every direction you can think of. And yeah, it's never personal. Trust me. If it were personal, you would know. I have no problem telling someone I think they're a beep. I've done it before. I'll do it again. So yeah, there's that. Sorry. Rant over. Sheepy Virtues, that was a Mania start. I feel pretty good about it. I did start it. Didn't get a lot done, but I started. So my frame is 3/4 of the way done. I keep trying to focus the camera. I don't know how to do that. So we'll just hope it focuses and it's not too blurry to annoy you. This is on Picture This Plus Legacy 16 count. Something I had in my stash. And this is the project where you have the Country Cottage Needleworks pattern in the middle and the Little House Needleworks around the perimeter. And I'm still on the first one because I stitch, hardly ever. So there's that. The Tea and Cake Sal. So Tea and Cake Sal is by Lakeside Needleworks. I started it on Mother's Day, and I finally finished the first block, and I love it. And this has an Alice on it also, because I'm obsessed with Alice in Wonderland. And I really, Flosstube05 knows, I really think it's because my mom hated Alice in Wonderland, because my mom's name is Alice. And so I think that kind of in a Henri sort of way, as a teenager, I love it because she hated it. So, and this Grime Guard is from my LNS. I have an LNS. I went to a meetup in Alameda, and I met Happy Go Stitchy, and I'd met Obsessed Stitcher before. I love her, Becky, amazing lady. We carpooled. That was fun. Hopefully we can do that again, Becky, because I really want to go again. Jen, Delicious Threads, calling her mine, my Jen. Who else was there? Olivia B was there. She's a cool chick. And so anyways, I didn't buy a lot there because to say I was overwhelmed is an understatement. I literally stood in the store and went, oh my goodness. And the lady's like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm in over my head. But I bought a Grime Guard there, which I love. It's just cute and fun and playful and bright. And so that's what I put on my teen cake sale. And then this is on just some 14 count Ada in blue that was in my stash. Nothing fancy. That's way more fun than it should be. Hi. There's that. What else did I work on? Ooh, I finished January and one flower of February. So my weather sampler, still plugging along. I know I stitch like a snail. I don't know why I think I'm going to get all this stuff done. My needle minder is from my Jen, Delicious Threads. It's a unicorn, and this is kind of a running joke between her and I. So yeah, I love that, and I'm doing that. And then for, she is in my, in the book club that I'm in. It's super small, and it's not formal at all. Like, we all read a book, we all say we read the book, and then we go, did you like the book? Yeah, I liked it. No, I didn't like it. Like, that is the extent of our book club. We just like the idea of a book club. And so there is a hashtag if you want to read the same books we're reading. It's Stitcher's Book Club. And there is I created an Instagram for us so we could keep track of the books we read. So if you want to read them, it's at Stitcher's Book Club. Nothing fancy. And I'm not kidding you. We don't even like really, I mean, we discuss the book in the most informal, casual way you could possibly imagine, under the photo of the book. So for June, we read a book that I got for free through the review club that I'm in. It was called I Am Princess X. It was decent. I enjoyed it. It was neat because it kind of mixed a graphic novel with a novel. And I think Bendy said this, but there was a bit of a letdown at the end. Like, they kind of like build, 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 and resolve. And I was looking for more. I was looking for, I don't know what I was looking for, but I was looking for more. And so I was kind of bummed. And then the next book we're reading for the month of July, if you want to join us, again, nothing formal. I think we're just going to I think our plan is so that anyone who wants to join can join, is we're just going to discuss it in the comments underneath the photo on Instagram. So if you go to Stitcher's Book Club on Instagram, the book for July is called Snowflower. Babe, can you go grab my book club book? I think it's on the shelf. The author is Lisa C., who's one of my favorite authors. The Snowflower one. I think it's up on my bookshelf. I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the book. And I don't have my phone because it annoys me when Flosstubers check their phone while they're filming. And I left my phone in another room, so I'm not tempted to look at my phone. Of course, that means I can't show you pictures of things, which means I should learn how to insert. But that's not going to happen, so let's not pretend it is. So my weather sampler. Probably keep going while he's looking for that. We'll get back to that. Next thing I worked on is my first Mirabilia, who I've named Odette. Odette is the Swan Princess. Of course, now that I've started her, I see Sarah from Labyrinth in her really formal dress, the white dress, but I'm not going to conversion Odette. I'm going to keep her green because I love her. And so this is a Mirabilia pattern, which I received through Stitchy Kindness through Bendy. So I've started her, and then when I'm done with her, she will go on to Drew Weasley. So Drew's already claimed her, and so when I'm finished with her, she will go to Drew, and then hopefully Drew will pass her on, because I just think that'd be kind of cool. But I just wrote who it was going to on the back of the photo because I thought that was a fun idea. So I did start her. She is my Tour de Stitches project. I'm obsessed with the Tour de France, and my family is Basque. I don't know if you know what that is, but I wear a laburu, which was my father's. I also wear a sparrow, which, no, it's a swallow. I think it's a swallow. I don't know. I wear a bird. But I wear a laburu, which was my father's. My father was born in Hospera in France, and so I grew up hearing about the tour a lot because it goes through the village that my dad was from. I actually have cousins there right now who went to France to see the tour live. And so that is a bucket list trip for me. My husband and I met through the French club in high school. I could explain the story. I may have already. I don't know. I'd have to go look. But we met at the bowling alley because our exchange students were friends. So because of that, I'm obsessed with the Tour de France. I recently found out that Bendy's obsessed, and so I had been invited into Tour de Stitches, so I invited her to join, which is kind of cool. We're on different teams. I'm on a team that is like super low pressure. I told them 200 stitches a day is kind of my, if I can pull that off, we're doing pretty well. So far I've done 400 stitches in her. I'm very proud of myself. This is where I'm at on Odette. I chose to start in the bottom corner because I wanted to, I don't know why, I just wanted to. So my intent is to do 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100 across. And then next row, 100, 100, 100, 100. We'll see how far I get before I lose interest. But, so that's her. This camera's not doing it justice. She's on Picture This Plus Crystal Masquerade 16 count. Because you know me, I only do Ada. I can't do it if my eyes don't work. I have really bad eyes. See if you can see this. Watch my eyes. Do you see a move? When I'm tired, I can't control that. I have a weak muscle in my eyes. It could be corrected with surgery, but lasers, eyeballs, no thank you. I'd rather just, no luck. Oh, you can't find it. Snowflower in the Secret Fan. Does that sound right? I think it's called Snowflower in the Secret Fan. It's by Lisa C. Again, if you go to @Stitchers Book Club on Instagram, there's a picture of the book. That's where the conversation is going to start. We start next Monday, or this coming up Monday. No, that's not right. Yes, it is. Is it? I don't know. We're starting after the 4th of July. By next Monday, there will be a reading goal. We haven't determined it yet. I think our goal is like 3-4 chapters at a time. 5-4, I don't know. I need to break the book down, look at it. And then we just we all have a list of books we want to read. And so we're like, hey, let's read this one next. I'm planning to suggest the Guernsey Potato Peel Society book. I haven't read it. I've heard it's amazing. I don't know. There's a few books that I really want to read. There's a book that I bought at Target that had a teapot on it. I bought it because it reminded me of Alice in Wonderland. I'm sure it has nothing to do with Alice in Wonderland, but I bought it because of the cover. I fully judge a book by its cover. I don't judge people by their cover, but I judge books by their cover. If your cover's not delicious, I'm not interested. I don't know what's happening with my hair right now. Yeah, I showered. It's wet-ish and dry. I chopped all my hair off. I don't know. You know, my hair's like to here now. I used to sit on it. Getting used to it, but it's harder to pull up. So, yeah. So, for my Mira Monday and Women of Mira Wednesday, I don't remember what we decided. Anyways, that's Odette. I've just started her. I'm in, I think, this corner right now. So I'm going to go, and then I originally started her in the middle, and it was just depressing. So I decided to go in the corner. This fabric is amazing. This is not doing it justice. It has ridiculous amounts of sparkle. It's like a tealy color with purple bits, and so excited. So there's that. And then Drew Weasley, because by the time this gets to you, you will be Weasley. Although you're Weasley in my head, you and Phil. So by the time I'm done with this, this will go to Drew Weasley. I'll pass it on to him, pass the stash, whatever we call it. And it'll be his turn to do Odette. So I have Odette. And then, I have one last start. So part of why I started this is because I felt if I didn't start it, I wouldn't start it. And it's 4th of July, so I needed something patriotic because I needed something patriotic. So I am getting the Early Americans, and everybody is doing these, and everybody talks about them, and they're beautiful, and Ivana. Just say Ivana, right? Like, if we say Ivana, we all know what I'm talking about. So Ivana has once again done her magic and created a frame that every single one of us wants. And so, yes. I am, chart. Yes, I am in. So I bought the Fancy Floss because it's a subscription club, and Stitch from Stash says it doesn't count. So hopefully that's true. Because I have this on auto ship, meaning every time it comes out, I've already paid for them, so they'll just show up at the door. So I guess technically I'm not spending money, but because I've already spent the money. But you have to buy your flosses as you go. So every time they add a color of floss, it's like, oh, you now need this color. So that'll be $3.40. I order from 2 shops online besides 123 Stitch, who doesn't, but I order from 2 shops. I ordered from the Cottage Needle, which is Rochelle, and she's from California. She now lives in Oklahoma, but I've talked to her on the phone. Really cool chick. And then Nancy at Needle Case Goodies. And those are the only 2 shops I order from because I've gotten great customer service. They both have like, hey, I think I want to do this, and they'll work with me and walk me through it because I have grand plans for everything. I don't finish anything. I mean, I don't even know why I try, but I do have grand plans for everything. And so because of that, I go back to, if you're a good customer service, I'll come back. Like, I'm a shopper, and I'm not going to go somewhere where someone's cruddy. So I started just to get started. Again, my needle minder is from Sleepy Kitty. Her and Delicious Threads are the only people I order needle minders from anymore because I like the wooden light ones, and they get the ones that not everybody else has. I'm not really into crass or sarcastic. I'm kind of into like more whimsical. I love birds and bees and the birds and the bees. Naughty. I like just delicate. And then frosted pumpkin. I mean, Amanda, you're my girl. You know this. So I just started barely anything at all. I just started the frame. So frame 1, and then John Hancock's frame, and then Martha Washington's frame. So my goal for today is just to do top, because I want to see if my fabric is big enough. If it's not, I'll have to tear it out, so I don't want to stitch more than that. This is a piece of, and Jen helped me do my math. So my Jen did help me. I just am a moron. Math is not my specialty. Funny, right? Like, I'm in accounting and I'm good at accounting, but this type of math, like conceptual math, I'm not a good conceptual person. I'm a very black and white, this answer, this result. And I have a hard time wrapping my head around how something's going to fit on fabric unless somebody can show me the math. So this is a piece of 16 count Legacy Ada. I think I bought it from 123. I don't know. It's in my stash. Serged edges. Does 123 not serge the edges? That'll tell me where it comes from. And I just started. Not a whole lot. I started it yesterday just because I didn't want to stitch because I got mad at my stitch at some point. I don't remember why, but I needed to take a stitch break. Did I get something on this? No, it's just fuzz. So yeah, that's a lot of projects, right? Like, I couldn't work on all of them if I wanted to. So how is July going to work? July is simple, and here's what's going to happen. I haven't started this yet, but I made a Vonna bag. Thank you, Vonna. I used some super special fabric I've been saving. They're little turtles. It's my Hawaii fabric. One of my big sister. We'll just say my big sister. So Kimmy went to Hawaii and brought me fabric back because she loves me. And so the interior fabric came from her. But I made a Vonna bag, which is, what is this? This is cotton and steel. So I have Sydney, Australia, which is one of my bucket list places. And I have Paris, France, which is my other. These are the 2 places I want to go more than anywhere else in the world. Sydney and Paris. Those are the places I want to go with my darling love. And then Bangkok, China, because we have actually Max's best friend lives in China. So, Max is Buzz. If you haven't figured that out yet, I'm not going to tell you. But the 3 places that he wants to go to see his best friend. Paris is where we want to go together, and Sydney, Australia is my bucket list. So someday, when we're debt-free and traveling around the world being, what do they call them? Silver surfers. So our senior years. Those are the 3 places that we want to travel to. And so I fussy cutted. Fussy cut means you pick the patterns you want. I fussy cutted my fabric to accommodate our 3 favorite places. The only thing I'm picking myself is on Bangkok. I had to cut off the word, so I don't have the name, but that's okay. So in this bag is my stitch along that I'm doing with some friends. It is by, oh, I don't have a picture of it. It's the Ghost Ship. Just sorry. I saw this on display when I went to a needle in a haystack in Alameda for my first meetup. There's a hallway where there's a bathroom key, and it was hanging in the hallway, and I was chit-chatting with Delicious Threads Jen. It was the second time we'd hung out. We found we have a whole bunch in common. So her and I were standing in the hallway chatting, and I looked up and I saw this chart, and I was like, oh, I need that in my life. And then I came home and I had to find it. So I found the chart because I didn't buy it in the shop because I'd already spent my budget. So I bought the chart. It's by the Cricut collection. I believe it's available on 123 Stitch, but I think somebody said in a video it was sold out. I'm sorry. I bought it before anybody started talking about it because I just loved it. And then I was watching Flosstube that week and I saw Stitcher share it. And I remembered seeing it, and I knew I'd watched 11 billion Flosstube videos that day, and I was talking with some friends, and I said, I saw it in a video. We need to go check it out. And I listed every person I'd watched, and I skipped Mischievous Stitcher because I was like, no, it wasn't her. There's no way it was her. That's not her style. And so I listed all the Flosstubers I'd watched that day except for her. And then on a whim, I sent them a screenshot of my history, and she was in it. And my friend goes, hey, hello, why didn't you say Mischievous Stitcher? I was like, well, it's not her chart. It was her. She's the one that shared it. In my mind, you would never stitch that. And I'm sorry, I can't remember real names. I have no trouble remembering channel names. I watch Flosstube in a really weird way. I have a Google Cast. So I queue up like 30 videos, and then I just push play, and I do stuff while it's on. So I couldn't tell you who shows what. I couldn't tell you. I don't comment, not because I don't care, but because I don't pay attention enough to comment. And I don't expect you to comment on mine. Like, I'm not offended if you don't comment. I do this more for me than anyone. I've kind of been using these as a record of what I'm accomplishing, and I think they're kind of a neat thing to kind of talk through my hobby with people that actually might care about it, because my husband's like, I get it, you're cross-stitching, enough. So I'm not offended if you don't comment, so please don't feel any obligation, and that was not a subtle hint to comment at all. Like, really, I'm not offended. It takes a lot to hurt my feelings because I kind of just do my own thing anyway. So if you're in my inner circle, you're in my inner circle, and if you're not, you're not. Like, if you want to be my friend, just be authentic. I don't play games. So, oh, I keep ranting today. So yes, it's the Ghost Ship. That's what I call it. I think the pattern, yeah, the pattern's called Skeleton Crew. I like Ghost Ship better. And I'm doing it in Fancy Floss. We won't talk about how expensive this was. A dear darling friend got it at her L&S for me. I have a couple of friends that will go and buy Fancy Floss at shops for me. And I'm not going to hold up the threads because I get annoyed when people do that because I can't see the color anyway. But these are all overdyes, right? That's what they're called, overdyes. Fancy Floss. And I'm a Flosstube bag user, so I put them all in baggies because that's what I like. And then I have an index card where I've written the numbers. So yeah, that's that. I'm using a piece of stash fabric. You can tell me what this was for. It was a frosted pumpkin project originally, I think. I don't know. That's usually where my fabric comes from, is I buy all the frosted pumpkin kits over and over and over again and give them to people, but I keep the supplies because I'm a terrible person. Also, there's a pin in here. Oh, I've marked the middle. Lucky me, I just stabbed myself. So this is my Ghost Ship project. It's a stitch along with my Unicorn Girls. And I'm doing it on Haunted. So this is about as Halloween-y as I get. I'm not a Halloween person. I'm not into Halloween. I never have been. I don't like spooky. I don't like scary. But I like pirates. And I love Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, that is my favorite ride. I have a photograph of my 1-year-old baby fell asleep on it. Yes, we're those people that took him to Disneyland for his first birthday. We go every year. We go once a year for a week. This year's super exciting. We're actually taking our nanny. She's going away to college, so we're taking her with us as like a thank you for watching our son for the past 6 years and change. Between her and her sisters, she's been watching him since he was like 6 months old. So we're taking her with us as a thank you. But because I go to Disney every year, we don't do a lot of rides because we go so frequently that, 5-6 rides per day and I'm good. But Pirates of the Caribbean is my favorite. I love the songs. I love the tempo. I love the pace. I love how it's kind of dark and dismal. I don't love the smell. It's that putrid pyrotechnics mixed with recycled water smell. Not my favorite, but whatever. So that's in here, and that is my pirate ship. The girls are waiting for their fabric, so I'm on hold, which is good. So pirate ship and Kraken, which has now gone into a pile, go together in that if I'm not working on this, I'm working on this. So I'm allowing myself 5 themes. So theme 1 is, I guess it's the deep, right? Oceany. So my pirate ship and then this and those two go together. Sheepy Virtues and Early Americans go together. They are my kind of samplers. So that's 2. Mira goes into 2 categories as 1. So my Mira is being used for Mira Mondays and my Stitch for Christmas on the 25th because the name of the chart is actually Christmas Elegance. So that's what that is. So that's 3. 4 is my Stitch because I'm really into that right now. And then 5 is Alice. And I have this Alice already started. And then I have another Alice chart, which if I decide I don't want to work on this, I'm allowed to kit it out. I have this Alice, which I'm allowed to Jardin Privé. I don't know. Took French a long time ago. Doesn't mean I know what I'm saying. It's a French chart. I have Alice and I have the Red Riding Hood. Red Riding Hood is my other favorite. And then Snow White, right? Because everything has to happen in 3s for me. So Alice, Red Riding Hood, Snow White. Those are my 3 favorites. So I have this one, which I have not yet started. I have the fabric. I have the threads. I just haven't. So I'll either do this one or I'll do the Red Riding Hood one. I haven't decided yet because I might need an Alice break. But I'm going to do my my TikTok, which is Alice kind of slumped over a pocket watch. So she's shrunk. So she's either eating or drinking something. And there's like a white rabbit peeking. I need to go find you guys a picture because it's a neat chart. I should just print it and hold it up. I guess I could take a screen grab from the designer's website or Facebook. But so Alice, and I'm thinking I'm going to make this one Red Riding Hood and then let myself switch between the 2. And that's 5, right? Kraken Ghost Ship, Samplers, Mira, Stitch, Alice. Yeah, that's 5. That's all I'm going to work on for July. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Technically 9 projects. I don't think I'm really going to work on all 9, but I'm allowing myself for each theme 2 options. And I've like lined out days. Kellyanne has helped me do that, pick which days go to what. She's really good at the like frequent rotations and things. Also, I forgot my last whip. So I have a Frida makeup bag because, you know, Frida, right? It may or may not still be available. I bought it a long time ago. I don't even remember where I bought it, but I think someone told me they're on Amazon. So if you want it, mine's filthy dirty and well loved. Like you can see, like mine's all splotchy. But I think, McKenna, if you wanted it, you could get it. So I started my first Mill Hill as a stitch along with friends. And I'm pretty sure my minder is from Delicious Threads Jen again. It's a Slytherin. That is my house. Happy birthday, Harry Potter. And I'm making this for my friend Megan before she moves away because where Buzz went to college, monarchs are known for being. It's in Santa Cruz. So they represent here. So there's that one. And then I don't count these a new start. If I finish this butterfly, I'm allowed to start on this butterfly. And then if I finish that butterfly, I'm allowed to start on that butterfly. These are my purse project. So, I don't know. If I finish my first Mill Hill, I have other Mill Hills. Because Mill Hill is what I keep in my purse because they're tiny and self-contained. So, Mill Hill. It's my purse bag. So, wow. See, told you I did a lot this week. Now, let's talk about my shopping. Crinkle, crinkle. How do you open this? Oh, there it is. So, most of my shopping is cross-stitch, but one thing is not. So, I'm a quilter, which you know, and I got a blue ribbon at the fair. I don't know where my quilt is right now, but I did a baby quilt, and you can see it on my Instagram. It's got sheepies. But I did get a first place in my category, so yay, that's fun. So I bought the Cotton and Steel Alice collection. I bought a fat quarter bundle. So there's Alice and her friends. There's the house, the sweets from cards, just some fun funkies. I can't stand when people do this on video, so I'm not sure why I'm doing that to you, but it's an Alice bundle, and I'm going to make an Alice quilt. I know the pattern I want. I already own it, and that's one of my goals for this year. Is make quilts for myself. This is a selfish year. I'm trying to really prioritize me. I didn't do that very well for the first half of the year, so now we're in the second half of the year, and I need to prioritize me. I got sprinkled with stitchy kindness. Bendy sent me this adorable. First of all, this girl has postcards for days, and she sent me this really sweet postcard. And her other one that she sent me, I keep on my desk. Like I said, you guys are my tribe. And so when you send me personal notes, I save them because they mean so much to me. And I'm terrible at writing personal notes. I will talk to you on the phone and tell you how much I love you, but when I sit down and put pen to paper, I'm horrible at it. So please don't take it personal. But Bendy sent me the itty bitty bee. So it's super cute. And I think she's already stitched this one. So that'll be happening. And then my Brittany sent me Stitchy Kindness also, and you saw the minders, and she sent me a bee minder, which I have at work. So sorry I don't have it here. And then she got me this chart by Homespun Elegance, which is a beehive, and I think it's a tulip, and it's in plastic because I haven't opened it yet. And it's just gorgeous. It's just a really pretty prim. It's prim, right? Like when it's old-fashioned looking, is that what it's called, or am I offending somebody here? And I just love it. So, Brittany, I've said this to you, and I'm going to say it again. Your timing was, like I said, somebody knew I needed to hear from a friend because I got this the day that my whole world went to pot. And I like to pretend that's a little cardinal there, and then you've got a blue tulip and the bees and the beehive. And isn't that beautiful? I love it. So thank you, Brittany, because you made my day. And thank you, Michelle. You're amazing. Ladies, I love you. And then I went shopping. So, because I knew Stioch would be starting in July, and I'm trying not to shop in July, and I wanted to support them, I bought one of their kits. And I thought this one was funny because it says, "Butter your all, there ain't no doubt I love this land." And I love that they're kind of silly and crass and entertainingly funny. But it's very patriotic and it's got little jets and stuff like that. And then it says butter y'all. I may or may not leave that there just because I'm planning to make this for somebody who has an annual 3rd of July party. So I might make this their last name or something, or whatever. But I thought it was fantastic and I had to support them. So I bought this kit. So that was a purchase in June. A whale. I just love that. Isn't that precious? So I needed that. And this one I've already started. It's not here because I didn't work on it this week. But I found, I'm not going to tell you that. There are people that post charts in places they don't belong. And I'm guilty of downloading them too. But I wanted to support this designer, so I bought this chart. It says flock together. And it has a pelican, and it has an egret, and a heron, and seagulls, and a flamingo. And I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. So, after pulling the chart from somewhere less than ethical, I decided that I needed to purchase it because it was the right thing to do. So I bought the chart, and my husband supported me in that. He's like, no, you're right. You need to buy it if you're going to stitch it. So I did. It's by Hands On Design, who is a floss tuber, by the way, I believe somebody said. And when I saw she was one of us, I was like, I need to not do this. And I bought the chart. So I bought that. And then I get a fabric club, which I may or may not keep doing just because I'm not using most of it, right? So Under the Sea Fabrics is the fabric club I get. And I think somebody said June, July got combined. I don't know. There was something that happened that caused us to get 2 fabrics this month. So I got Chloris, which is beautiful and tie-dyed and fun and just playful. I love that. It's very bright. My camera is not doing it justice. And I can never fold it back the way it started, so whatever. So there's that one, which is fun. And I might be passing this on. It's a little too vivid for me. But then I got Zephyrus, and I ordered a chart a few months ago from Hong Kong. Not a few months ago. Like a month ago. Either way, it's on its way. But this will be for that. And I'm not going to tell you what it is until it gets here because I'm so excited about it. But I will tell you that Red Riding Hood and Alice are in it, which is like, hello, best of both worlds. And this is, again, Aida. That's what I use. This is an 18 count Aida. And it's just purpley blue. And it's, again, photos, image not doing justice, colors completely off. But it is gorgeous. And if you follow me, CaliQ, on Instagram, as soon as I start this, you will see it. So I'm in the formal stitch from Stash, but I also have a private stitch from Stash, and we have a start penalty in our little fake group. And I only had 1 free start this month, and I used it for my early Americans. So if I want to earn starts, I have to have 2 finishes. And as you can see, nothing is close to a finish. So I'm going to be penalized because I'm fully, if this chart shows up, this is being started, and she will be part of my Alice cycle. And then Ampu Stitcher. Never seen her. Had seen a chart online that I had to have. And then my Jen told me, go watch this girl because she has a Nimue pattern that you might want. And it was the lady that was doing Baba Yaga. So Baba Yaga is, I believe she's a Russian folk tale, but she's also a Basque folk tale. And so I have a book called Basque Tales from Your Grandmother. And my Amachi used to tell stories about her. And the only thing that I remember was that her house had chicken feet. That's the only thing I retained. And then Itty Bitty Stitchy found me the chart. So my Brittany told me where I could get it, and I had to have it. So I bought Baba Yaga after trying to resist for weeks on end. I tried. I really tried, you guys. And kingfishers are my bucket list bird. I've seen them many times, but I've never been able to get a good photo. So it's kingfisher with a fairy. I need that. I told my husband I need to do the chickadee. And then he liked, which one did you like, baby? Oh, Renard. How do you say it? Renard LaRue? Renard LaRue, which is a red fox. And he really liked that one. And then the last one I absolutely adore is, where is it? The Petit Xavier. Petite Chevalier, which is the tiny little knight, and I think that is precious. So I will be buying more of these charts because this designer is amazing, and she's doing, like, you know, French folk tales, which is what we're into. And then I tried to not buy it. I really tried. You guys, it's Alice. How can I not? I've already promised this to somebody, so don't ask for it. I told her the day I'm done, it's in the mail and on its way to you. So she knows who she is. We've already talked about it. I already got my wrist slapped for buying something outside of my plan. But you guys, and I'm doing real stitch from stash, so I had to stock up because if I kept trying to resist this one, Baba Yaga, it was going to be a fail. Because I was going to buy her, and then I would throw my whole stitch from stash out the window, because then I'd need to buy all of her threads. One thing about this designer is they're charted for DMC, which is nice because, you know, DMC is affordable. You need to see how adorable she is. Look at, she's got her little kitty, and her purse is flying, and then the seagulls are beautiful. I also love that it's seagulls and not bats, because it means she's flying during the day. And her shoes with the pointy feet. And like I said, I don't like Halloween, but I love folk tales. And she's just beautiful. And I needed her. It's Baba Yaga. And I'm going to show you this. I don't want you to, don't do anything shady, okay? Because I just want to show you this. This chart. I've never seen this before, and so that's why I'm going to show it to you. So it's a black and white chart, but the back stitch, can you see that? The back stitch is in color. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this yet. Also, I don't know where you get the chart for the purse. Because it looks to me, I don't know. So AmpuStitcher, maybe you can help me because I don't understand that corner. So I opened it. Oh, there it is. Cut a piece of fabric, fold it up to 4 borders, sew it on the wrong side using your iron, and stitch it into place. So it's done with a secondary fabric. That's how it's done. See, if I'd read it, I would have known. So that was my impulse. Baba Yaga. I tried to resist her. Oh, Busby, there's a whole nother side of them. Guys, they have more charts that I need in my life. Papillon. So Papillon is French for butterfly, and we have a Papillon dog. Her name is Bailey. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So yeah. The other thing is, I have to quit swearing. I am a potty mouth. And my child is starting to repeat what I say. He's 7. He knows better, but, you know, they test you, right? Like, ooh, I'm going to say it, see what she does. Well, I swore in front of a kid at martial arts. And it wasn't like I'm swearing at him, but I said a word in front of another family, and that's not okay. I need to not. So I've been coming up with creative ways to swear. So if I say cluckin' pineapple, or for fuck's sake, you know what I really mean. I know, need is a funny word, isn't it? I don't need anything. Everything I need has been provided. I have a family that adores me. I have a roof over my head. I have food in my belly. I have all my needs met. It's a leprechaun in a teacup. I don't need it. I want it. I want it bad. I don't need it. Remind me of that when I say need. They're wants. I have no needs. That's everything I got, guys. Told you I went a little crazy. 5 themes for July. Who wants to start placing bets that I throw it out the window by week 3? Anyone? All right. Later.